All right. Greetings, class. My name is Marvin Chooks, and I'm doing my presentation on the play which is reread in class, known as The Golden Child. And in this video, I will be discussing the aspect of the theme of this play, which stuck out to me, which I consider to be pretty important and interesting, in my opinion. So the theme of this play, The Golden Child by Henry David Hwang, that I noticed was that there is always a better way to do things, or the difficulties that come along with change and how that affects others. So in this play, the main character comes back from a long journey to his village, and upon arrival he comes with this new enlightenment of Christianity, and the teachings that he learns from his journey reflect his behaviors on his family, his village, and the people who are near to him. Some of the things that he decides to present to his family that he learned from his journey can be considered monogamy, the thought that one man is meant to be with one woman in marriage, which is totally different from what he was raised upon and what he grew up with, and his beliefs that were orchestrated from his heritage and his culture. So his cultural beliefs were that you can have more than one wife, essentially. So prior to returning from his journey, he did have 3 wives. And upon his arrival from his journey, he revealed this testimony to them that it might be better to just have one wife. And 2 of the wives, well, actually one of the wives, which was the first wife, didn't take this seriously. And she had a lot of trouble adjusting to the thought that one man can only have one wife. She always thought that she could rule over the other wives, and she can just be the head, the leader. But in the main character's mind, he believed in this new rebirth, this new enlightenment, that a man and a woman are supposed to be together just as one, and no other people should be in that relationship. So a lot of circumstances happened within his arrival where there was conniving going on within his household about who would be that one wife for the main character, and in the end, it pretty much, he pretty much had to make the own decision, who he wanted to marry and who he wanted that one wife to be, and he had already had that in his mind, who he wanted that wife to be, and that was his 3rd wife, which he actually had found on his own. And he and her brought that relationship upon, and that relationship was different from the other relationships because the previous 2 wives were given to him. It's like arranged marriage. So back to the theme, I would like to say that change in this story came upon the village and his household as like a storm. It was like they were not expecting to change after having such a long history of teachings and thoughts on these specific ideas. One more teaching that was prevalent in his culture was that women should find their feet, and they should be beautiful, make themselves beautiful and presentable for a husband. And that's about it. That's where, their threshold ends. They have no greatness over that. But from his experience in these new lands and from his journey, he learned and gained the new enlightenment that, women do go to school, women do get educations, women do, learn and make something out of themselves more than just a typical housewife. So what I got from that aspect was that, even if it's something positive for someone, they still might be hanging on to old beliefs and old teaching so strong because that's all they know. And they may be afraid to step out of their comfort zone, even if it's something that could benefit them, such as education or, having creativity and having your own mind and having, your own ideas. So, yeah, that's what I would like to say about that theme there. Yeah, the main character, he pretty much just comes back with this new rebirth, this new idea, and the only people who really are able to accept the change, or who are even really willing to accept the change, is his daughter and his third wife, who is willing to do anything for him because there is true love there between them two. The other wives are just conforming, they just want to get ahead in the life that they've always known, and they just don't believe that there's anything better out there for them. So I would like to wrap this up saying that there's always a way to improve on yourself, and there's always a way to better yourself, and there's no need to strive for complacency and just basic. We are all destined for greatness. I do believe that, with change, hey, I just had not an intruder, but another guest. Sorry. So I do believe, with acceptance to change, if you have an open mind, if you have an open heart, and you have that wisdom to understand when something is good and beneficial, then you should take it. And you should adjust some ways, because there's always a way to fix yourself. There's always ways to better yourself. Even if you've grown up a certain way and you've grown up and you've been comfortable in this certain lifestyle, this certain type of lifestyle, I do honestly believe that you can always improve on something in your life. So there you have it, folks. This is my presentation for Drama 15. Thank you for watching. This is my first ever presentation ever, so I hope you guys can enjoy it and gain something positive from this video. And thank you. All right.